Hello. Hi, guys. How's it going? So, happy February. What was that? November? Yeah, so back in November, MJ and Jordan decided to torture, I use that term kindly, don't demonetize me, YouTube, Nicole and I with some very questionable sewing TikToks.
So, you can use them or find a new one. And for all things clothing and absolutely zero...
Hey, just so you know, you just find a new manufacturer to manufacture your own jeans. Bro, so easy.
Everyone seemed to enjoy both the crash outs, the meltdowns, and the burns. And so, funny thing is, they pulled more than just what you all saw. Like, we sat there for a while going through some really questionable sewing videos. And so with that, since you guys seem to like it so much, basically this is part 2. So have fun.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Oh, God,
Oh, no.
Is that I wanted to have a sample of many stitches all in one place so that I could refer to them often to shop for a new stitch when I need a fresh idea. You'll get everything that you need to complete the book, and you'll learn a lot of extra things besides the stitches, hopefully through the password protected tutorials. The coolest thing about this book is that they're all pre-printed on the linen, and you'll know exactly where to start and stop.
That's
Your
embroidery.
stitches will end up looking perfect and spaced evenly. I hope you will join in on the fun. Happy stitching.
That's not that's embroidery.
That's embroidery.
That's not... Are we gonna have British people in our comments telling us that they call it stitching over there? Do they call it stitching?
I hope not. No, this London School of Needlework.
Right, I know, but like...
No.
I don't know. I was like, that's embroidery. That won't teach you how to stitch at all.
No. I've noticed a lot more of these, like...
I have seen that one before. I have seen that one or exactly the same sort of thing lately. And I consider doing that for my students to learn stitches, but you cannot... Embroidery is one thing. I get it for embroidery. If you do it for sewing, it does not work because not all things require the same size of stitch. You can do a really big running stitch for some things, but you have to do a small back stitch for others. If you're going through thick fabric, you can't do tiny stitches and vice versa. Like, I am literally in the middle of grading students hand sewing, and it's like, I can see them learning as they go. Oh, I did not need to baste that tight. And like the basting sort of evens out as they go. And then they get to sections where too many things got folded in and you can see them going like, oh no, and like getting bigger as they go.
So can I tell you half the reason why we ended up including this one?
Sure.
Back it up a little bit to where they're showing the buttonholes.
The sponsor of today's video is Vivaya shoes, and I've worn other brands of knitted like flat shoes before, and every time I've worn them, I always get blisters. They're always pinching my toes. There's never enough padding in the insole to actually like keep me comfortable for like a full day of wear. And so when Vivaya reached out to me, frankly, I was a bit hesitant. But when your best friend, Nicole, is a shoe historian and a shoemaker and like an expert in shoes, and she raves about them, like, you listen. So I was like, okay, cool, I will give Vivaya a shot. And I have been so impressed. I've been wearing these basically once the snow started melting and I could wear like cooler shoes and not like have to wear like winter boots all the time. Not a single blister. I've been able to wear them running errands, moving things around, not a single blister. My feet have been fine. And with the padding on the insoles, which is nothing to like sneeze at, these, like, look at how nice and thick this padding is. My feet have actually been extremely comfortable with all of the standing and being on my feet that I've been doing. So I went with this Margot Mary Jane 3.0. And the reason I decided to go for these versus other styles is because I love this juxtaposition of like the squared off like 1830s toe with like the grommeted metal buckle, because it's like this mix of like modern and like 1830s. So I love a good, you know, mishmash of like historical and modern in the red colorway, because obviously red's a neutral. And then also they're supposed to be white and black, but with my skin tone, it's neutral. It's a nude, right? Because they just look like my legs at this point, because your girl's pale. And with the knit and the square toe, like, it conforms around my foot, it supports my foot. Because it's a knit fabric, it also is breathable, which is good, because after that one time in Paris in 2009, I've been really paranoid about having smelly feet ever since, because it was traumatizing. That's a bit of an overshare. Anyways, hey, okay, just interrupting my ad read here to tell you something very important, and that is that if you really want to know how I feel about these shoes, cut and dry. I literally ordered these pair on Friday. I spent my own money on these, okay? That's how much I like these shoes. So if you would like to get yourself a pair and use my code to get 12% off, it's VABBY. The link is in the description. Just use my code to get 12% off. And just FYI, styles do sell out kind of fast. So, you know, obviously make good decisions, but don't dilly-dally, too dallied. Dillied. Let's get back to bad sewing videos.
So, can I tell you half the reason why we ended up including this one?
Sure.
Back it up a little bit to where they're showing the buttonholes.
Oh God.
I don't even know if we could see the buttonholes.
I didn't see
For a
any.
new stitch when I need a fresh idea. You'll get everything that you need to complete the book.
Oh my god, wait. That says, it looks like one, it looks like butthole.
That's why, Jordan, I wanted to include this one.
What?
What? Wait, what?
It's fingers. The fingers? No.
I can't zoom in! Enhance! Blanket stitch.
Whipped.
Like it says butthole.
It really does.
Butthole wheel. Butthole wheel. Up and down buttonhole variations.
So girls doing a blanket stitch and teaching you how to do it in a circle is what I'm seeing, because I highly doubt that it is an actual buttonhole.
Yeah,
stitch. And they always call it that. It's just a blanket stitch. Very different things. Buttonhole stitches give you nice little tiny knots.
Yeah.
Blanket stitches are like a vague loop.
That,
It would not get. If you want a nice tight butthole, you got to do a buttonhole.
yeah. That's the issue with this stuff, is like,
Okay, there is no way that has. No, that's.
Juji, out.
There is no way that is an O and an N. There's only space for one thing there, and it's got to either be butthole or buttonhole.
I'm just confused why they call it a butthole wheel.
Butthole.
Butthole wheel.
Butt-o-hole.
Butt-o-hole.
Or whipped butt-o-hole. What is even a whipped butt-o-hole mean like?
That's what happens after you eat Chipotle. I think we should move on.
Please, for the sake of my lungs.
This measuring thimble is your ultimate sewing companion. It features a precise scale to guide your stitches.
I had MJ at this one.
Even seams with ease. Say goodbye to pricked fingers and crooked.
Was that a sanitary pad?
I don't know. I didn't watch. Maybe. Is it also bonus fetish?
Not this.
This measuring thimble is your ultimate sewing companion.
Also, that's not a thimble, but
It features a precise scale to guide your stitches.
Denim.
A cheap
That is a pad. It's a panty liner.
It's a panty liner. This is all just blanket stitching, none of which is actually like. It's useful if you're finishing the edge of a blanket.
That is a panty liner.
That is. Oh, that'd be so uncomfortable.
Imagine.
Just rubbing on the sides of your. Oh God.
Why am I bleeding?
Why?
Not from a normal place.
So sensitive.
Could you imagine, like, you already feel like if you're, like, on everything walking
so
funny, then all of a sudden you're just like, but I had to stitch it so it's pretty. This tool's fucking stupid, and I'm sure you can actually find a free pattern for it in like a 3D printer situation.
I'm just trying to think of how I would have to hold things for that to work for anything. Like that feels deeply.
You know what that's gonna do? That's gonna cause you to have fucking tendonitis. It's gonna make you have
the fact
surgery.
that you've got to do this. This is not a comfortable position for your body. This is.
Yeah.
Duck.
Like, you don't want to do this?
No.
You don't want to do this?
Not this.
You want to do this?
This.
Straight line.
Limp wrist.
Yeah, this is just, I've seen these pop up, and like, I wanted to throw my phone across the room, because I was like, this is so stupid.
That's capitalism. Useless things that don't actually help you.
Wait. Sewing by hand is super easy to do. Let me show you how. For materials, you'll need a needle. I like to use a small.
First off, the Dritz needles, those are shit fucking needles. If you guys watch my hand sewing like tips and tricks video, you know those are shit fucking needles. Don't use those.
Large one. You also need thread. Polyester thread is the best for beginners.
No, it's not.
A thimble is optional, but it helps protect your finger from needle.
I need to calm down. Everything's fine.
Amanda.
I'm an adult.
Only I'm allowed to make thimbles or optional videos.
Also, it's on the wrong finger. It's on the wrong fucking hand.
Well, maybe she's just showing us what a thimble is. We'll see.
Hit that space bar, please.
Pokes. And lastly, you'll need scissors or some thread snips like these to cut your thread. The first stitch we're going to do is called a running stitch. So to start your stitch, you're going to pick up a small piece of fabric and pull your thread almost all the way through. Then you're going to loop your needle through the thread and pull it through, causing a small knot. For the running stitch, you're going to poke your needle through the back of your fabric, and you're going to weave the needle in and out of your fabric and pull to create that running stitch. This is a quick way to mend something or to base something together temporarily.
Where'd your
Once
thimble
you're done
go?
sewing, you'll finish off your stitch just like you started it. This next stitch is called a back stitch. We're going to start the back stitch off the same way we started off the running stitch. Back stitching means that we're stitching backwards, right? So to do this, you want to take your needle and poke it through your previous hole. Then you're going to go a stitch length past your stitch and you're going to pull your needle through. And then you're going to repeat those steps until you finish your stitch. Back stitching is much more secure than a running stitch. So if you're making clothes, I suggest you use a back stitch for your seams instead of using a running stitch. As you can see with the back stitch, there's no spacing in between like the running stitch. Now that I've showed you how to hand sew, you have no excuse and you have to start your sewing journey.
Those were some really crooked stitches.
Happy to do it.
Oh, so she's really cute. Okay, so,
I do want to know where her thimble went.
I don't think she knows
there.
how to use a thimble. So she's like, you can use a thimble, and it's like on her left index finger.
Again, she might be just like, look, it's a thimble, but she didn't use it. It's fine. If you don't use a thimble, then don't talk about a thimble.
So this is, again, it's like, are the stitches correct? Yes. Or like her anchoring technique, I'm like, actually, yeah.
That's also only if you're doubling your thread.
And the thing is, too, it's like,
I don't.
No,
like
because
to.
the thread that she's using is not good for hand sewing. Don't use that thread.
That's for your machine.
That's for machine. It's shitty thread. You should not have to be doubling up your thread to hand sew anything.
It's for machine because it cannot take the friction of going through the material that much. It can go through the material like 4 or 5 times in your machine, but more than that, it's going to start abrading it and it's going to come apart. No different than that sweater made out of polyester pills and gets all the little pilly bits. That's because it snaps, but the fibers are so long because they're not short cotton, they're not short wool, they're long, it snaps and then it just balls up. I've worn the heck out of this, but it's all wool, so it's not full of balls. You don't want balls on your sweater. Polyester doesn't play nice with a lot of friction.
You really don't like having balls on your sweater, do you?
I don't want balls in my life.
The advice isn't technically the thimble advice, because I don't know. Don't use those needles. Like, please, if you're hand sewing, don't use those needles. Don't use that thread. So it's bad tools. They're accessible tools. But if you are actually serious about hand sewing, you should not be using those tools because they are shitty tools. You need to use good needles.
Go to Wawak.
Like,
not sponsored, but love
yeah,
Wawak.
like always recommend. It's cheaper than basically anywhere else. What I think is so precious is because she's trying to demonstrate, and this is like a perfect example of like not having a good flow. The way she's holding the fabric is bad. And she can't actually get a flow with her stitching. And so that means the stitches are not even and they're not in a straight line. And so bless it, it's like you can just watch the curve of the back stitch just go. Yes, a back stitch is stronger when you're sewing a seam, but if you can't stay on the seam line, it doesn't matter.
But basically, the summation of this is that cannot be taught in a minute and a half effectively.
No.
That's what the summation of that is.
And it's like
that, honestly, those 2 stitches, how to do them properly, how to use the right thread, how to knot off, as I discovered, because I've been teaching this lately, that was most of a class. Like, I took a solid half hour to teach that. And I still had questions. Valid not like, I don't get it, I'm not listening, but like, valid questions about knotting off, how to start threads, how to anchor things. That should be at least half an hour.
Yeah. Like,
it's not that simple.
TikTok is also just a horrific platform for teaching sewing stuff. Just absolutely terrible. Okay, here we go.
If you're a beginner sewer or you're trying to get into sewing, there's probably a lot of lingo and terms that you'll hear on sewing tutorial videos that you have no idea what they mean. So today I'm going to give you a little vocabulary lesson, starting with right side and wrong side. Right side just means the front facing of your fabric, and the wrong side is the back facing. So when you hear someone say right sides together, it's just going to be the 2 front facing pieces sandwiching each other. Then the wrong sides will be facing outwards like this. Selvages are just these factory edges that are on the side of the fabric. A seam is just a stitch line where 2 pieces of fabric are being held together with thread, and a surge is just a type of...
I really need her to adjust her audio. Wow.
That click makes me anxiety spike.
Yeah, it's way too loud. It needs to be dropped down several. Also, babies, it's S-E-R-G-E, not S-U-R-G-E.
Stitch that can be done with a serger or your sewing machine. It will help stop the fabric from fraying and enclose the raw edge. A back stitch is when you sew back and forth at the beginning and the end of...
Okay, so first things first, that's not a back stitch.
I mean,
I understand, like, it's
2 back stitch.
I think maybe lock stitching. No, that's the stitch itself.
No, I mean, I
so backwards and you go.
I do tend to say
reverse.
like backstitch this portion. I get what she's saying, but like maybe that it's machine sewing, hand sewing. I don't know.
The seam, and sometimes it's also called a bar tack. And doing these.
No, that's not a bar tag.
That is not a bar tack.
That's not a bar
I will give you
tack.
that one. Like I can see backstitch. I've heard you bar tack. No.
No.
Bar tack is a whole different thing.
That's a different thing.
Very important. A gather is when a bunch of fabric is smushed together to be shorter, and the case is rough.
I mean, like, she's not wrong.
It feels like that cartoon with the guy that does like the little aliens that say things that are like, but nonsense
Nathan
versions.
Pyle.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like Nathan Pyle.
It's like not wrong, but you're not right.
I need to
either.
smush my fabric together.
Yeah. Make fabric small. Go oosh.
Go smush.
This ruffle effect. If you want to learn how to do this, I have a tutorial on it. So a bias is a diagonal line found on the fabric. It's going to be found at a 45-degree angle from the grain of the fabric. I usually use this to make bias tape or bias cording. This is bias tape right here. And these are really great to use to close up raw edges of fabric. And that's all I have for today, so let me know if you want a part 2.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
The gathering was just funny. You just smush it together. It's like, okay, sure.
Make small.
Make small. Take fabric, go.
You're wanting to create your own corsets, you're probably wondering about boning. You have a couple different options when it comes to boning, so I'm going to break it down from least expensive to most and show you how to use them. First up is metal zip ties. For about $6, you can get 100 of these. After measuring what you need and leaving some space at the bottom, you will get some metal cutting scissors. And once you've done that, you will tape up those edges. This is really important because you don't want your boning sticking out at the top or the bottom. Enter this into your channel and you have your garment bound. The problem with metal zip ties is they don't tend to last as long because they do bend, but it is a good option. Our next option is sew and boning. We need about 50 yards.
No. No.
The devil. Now.
Put it down.
Never.
No.
Hard no.
Directly onto the garment. If you don't want to sew it on, you can actually use it as a channel as well, just like we did the zip ties, which is what I'm doing here. And same issue with the zip ties. It's a good option. It doesn't last as long and it can bend. Our next option is the most expensive, but absolutely the best. This is steel boning. It's $25 per 10 yards. You'll use the exact same technique as the others, except these normally come with caps that you'll place on and then tighten to stay in place. Enter this into your garment and you have a steel bone corset. This will last a lifetime. It comes combined in most of 4 pieces. Let me know if you guys have any more questions.
None of the stuff that I like was in there.
Don't recommend. I mean, like, I'm curious about metal zip ties because I wonder if they're gonna have the same lightness as like the antique.
They're
steel?
very, very thin. Like if you do enough of them, yes. The way that she was doing it, where it's like one every like 4 inches, no, that will not.
But
hold.
also,
it will kink.
But also, like, we know for a fact that like steel boning and corsets in Victorian era weren't like it was strategically used. So like, I'm like,
there's possibility
curious.
in that first one.
Curious.
If you have the right design for it.
Yes.
I think it would work better in antique styles than modern corsetry, because that was...
Everything else was a hard no.
I started my corset making journey with just spiral and flat steels, and having not only made myself a lot of things with those, but having done all of the things at Williamsburg for other people, stays out of those 2 things, they both kink and will jab into you and will never go back. And they are like way more effort and much more expensive than they are worth. I only use metal in front and back, flat steels, ever. Like, I hate spiral steel. I threw all mine away.
Yeah, well, you all know how I feel about steel. I think I also launched on. Really quickly, Taylor Jean Cox, cousin, my sweet cousin. Just Google artificial baleen.
Or get just regular zip ties, heavy-duty zip ties.
Regular heavy-duty plastic zip ties.
Plastic zip ties, way better than that stitching stuff.
Put that spiral steel away. It's shit. Okay.
Finish up
strategically
using it.
used in certain locations in Victorian corsetry. Sure, if you really feel inclined. Everything else, trash can, baby. Trash can. Put it away. Take it to recycling, okay? Speaking as a member of your family.
I wonder if those metal zip tie things, because it looked like it was on a roll, I wonder if that would work for hoop type stuff.
Maybe. Well, it's also like the Victorian, like the one corset I have where it's actually wire.
Yeah.
And it's wrapped in paper. But no, listen. It's wrapped in paper, though.
Yeah, the story comes down to don't use that plastic stuff, use better plastic
This is terrible
stuff. That's
advice,
all.
and Taylor, stop killing yourself. You're hurting yourself.
You're gonna stab someone.
Someone's gonna get tetanus and lockjaw, and it's gonna be your fault. And it might even just be you. Hugs and kisses.
This is for the fine folks who've been asking about my corset. Thanks for being patient. I've been taking care of my kitties. That corset was bought 26 years ago at a Renaissance fair, but let me show you how to make one of your own. I've made a free downloadable pattern for anyone interested. Trace and cut your pieces on the fold, leaving you with 2 of each piece. Sew along the bust line. I used quilting thread. Please don't forget to iron. It's time to add boning. This boning is wrapped in a cotton sheath, so I sewed it directly into the corset. I decided to add 2 layers of boning directly next to each other. Cut and attach the pieces of your exposed fabric and iron. Now it's time to start piecing things together. I sewed between my boning channels to attach the 2 panels. Now I'm making my own bias tape out of a vintage dress shirt. You can also buy bias tape. If you want more details on the step, let me know. Wrap and sew your bias tape along all of your exposed...
Why so many fucking sewing clips?
I just want to...
How can you sew when it's literally like fucking chainmail? You can't do that.
I just want to yeet bias binding on corsets into the sun at this point. The number of people that are like, I'm having a hard time with this. Yeah, because it's like an inch wide. Anytime you try to do a curve, even on the bias.
How can you
I know. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I understand pins are not for every. The sewing clips are cool, especially if you have fabric you can't pin through. But
that defeats the purpose.
That's a lot of clips for a very small area.
Oh my god. Okay, we're not even done yet. We have a minute left.
edges until it looks something like this. It's time to make eyelets. Mine are half an inch apart, but you could definitely make them further apart. I used an awl to punch my holes and a pencil and a paintbrush to widen them. Once you've got all your holes punched, it's time to sew. Use a whip stitch and re-widen as you go. You can make your stitches as dense or far apart as you like. I'm not gonna lie, this took me forever, which is why I haven't posted a video
They're
in a hot minute.
dance.
That's because, baby, you oversewed that. You didn't need to do that.
You could do 4 stitches and be okay.
That was...
Yeah, they dance.
You industrialized those eyelets. Those eyelets will survive a nuclear holocaust. Them and fucking Twinkies.
But nothing beats the sweet satisfaction when it's done. All that's left is lacing this bad boy up. I decided to go with this X pattern, though you can mix it up however you like. This project took a lot of time and TLC, so please give this video a like and share it with your friends who like to dress up. Drop a comment telling me who your favorite historical figure is, and follow my page for more projects like this. I'm obsessed with how this turned out.
Yeah, okay. It's the sewing clips for me.
For me, it's just the hatred of really broad binding and then people suffering through it because they think it's bias. It'll make everything okay. It's like, no.
No.
Also, the boning will want to come out of the bias. Like, it will just, there's nothing holding it. It gets extra stabby through bias.
To not be sizist, also, there is a natural ease when you are a very petite, slender-bodied person that, especially with that much lacing, you don't have to worry about curves and fit in the same way. If you have a curvier body, when you have a slender body, and by slender, I just mean straighter, less curve.
In terms of your rib cage.
Yeah.
More importantly, if your rib cage...
And like, but also like bust, like under, like.
Oh yeah, bust is a big part. But like, if your rib cage is smooth, which can happen at any size,
exactly,
it is or is not, and then smaller bust means you need less support. You don't need smoothing, and you don't need support. Yeah,
it's a lot easier. So that also makes it look a lot better. But that's not going to work for.
I don't know if she did the pattern in sizes or just that too.
Yeah, those were some insane eyelets.
That was impressive eyelets, and
like, did not need to do that, babe.
No.
Not the worst thing you've shown us.
Jordan's comment was, why are there so many holes?
Yeah.
So many holes.
What's it called when you have the phobia of holes?
Oh, I don't know. I'll put it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I just I'm thinking having to lace the front, the sides, and the back. I have enough trouble lacing one side.
Well, you would ideally just lace the front.
Yeah, you leave everything as is, but God forbid you put it away in a box, you come back to it, you go to put it on really fast from the back of your car right before Ren Fair as you get there, and like everything's come unlaced on one side. Now you gotta stand there and relace it. Yeah.
But a fun fact, I guess she's ready for if she ever decides to have children, because side lacing is maternity, so.
Adjusty.
It makes it so you can just go over. That's what was so funny. I'm like, you don't need to put lacing on the side.
No.
Unless you're...
It's also gonna rub.
Yeah.
I feel like 5-minute crafts is way more egregious, but
also it's 5 minutes craft. Like no one expects
5-minute
it.
crafts, it is just bordering or completely in the range of adult material at all times.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I don't want to do any 5-minute crafts.
Yeah.
I want like actual just bad tutorials.
Yeah. The world of hacks is not the right way to teach things. Like you should.
Sewing should never be a hack.
Nothing should ever. I hate the idea of hacks. I understand when they make something more accessible or easy, I understand there can be benefits, but I have yet to see very many hacks that are anything other than this just makes it shorter lived or not as good.
Hacks are like fun facts.
Rarely are they fun.
And rarely are they accurate.
Yeah, or facts. Yeah.
Hacks are fun facts. But not a compliment.
No.
You shouldn't be hacking sewing. Like, you can cut corners, but that's not a hack. That's just cutting corners.
Yeah. And you have to know what you're doing to do that.
Yeah, you have to know the rules to break the rules.
Know the rules to break the rules. Hacks do not.
But you know what? Gathering's just mushing stuff together.
Swoosh. I like it.
Who needs math?
Who needs math? Just draw a circle.
Just draw a circle.
Just measure your waist and then put it on a piece of fabric.
Who needs pie?
And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Also, huge thank you to Vivaya for sponsoring this video. And really quickly, before you go off and do whatever else it is you're going to do for today or watch more videos, I just really want to reiterate what I said in the first video, which is that this is not about the creators as individual people. We don't know them as people. This is just us reacting to the actual content that they created and whether or not we agree with it. So no judgment as you as individuals. I don't know you as a person. All I can say is sometimes it's okay to not teach people how to do stuff on TikTok. It's okay to not do tutorials. It's okay to not be an expert. It's okay. We're all just here doing the stuff, vibing, learning, doing our best, right? And with that, I'll see you all back here soon with another video. I don't know if you put the puzzle pieces together, but shit's kind of crazy here right now. I'll explain it to you all later. It's all great things. Really excited. And guess who's basically within spitting distance of me now? It's very exciting. Okay, bye.